What's up, guys? If my voice sounds a little groggy or gross, I'm just kind of recovering from something. I think I'm getting better. We'll see. One like equals one prayer, so leave a like in the video. But yeah, today I'm telling you the story of when someone kind of messed up, got caught, and didn't even realize it. And it was a pretty awkward situation that I was a part of. I wasn't like directly there, but I was there. It wasn't me, but it was pretty tough. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and with that being said, let's just jump right into the story. So you guys seem to like the last cheating story that I posted a couple days ago. Go watch that after this video if you haven't. Link to the storytime playlist in the description as always and at the end of the video. But anyways, this story took place about a year ago. Probably a little bit more than a year ago because it happened last summer. So basically, I was at this party with one of my friends, and let's just call my friend Ryan. Let's call him Ryan. I don't know a lot of Ryans, so we're going with Ryan today, boys. Ryan. And Ryan had this girlfriend. Let's call her Stacy, because I literally do not know a single Stacy. I'm sure I know a Ryan. I'm sure I've known a John or a Jack, or names I've used before, but I literally know zero Stacys. So we're going to go, Stacy. So Ryan is kind of always had a thing for Stacy. I've known Ryan for 4 or 5 years at this point, right? Ryan's always kind of had a thing for Stacy, and we talked about it because when you're with your friends, you'll talk about these things, and it was pretty cool to see him, over time, eventually get the courage to try and speak to her and such. And it was actually I remember it was a good day when I got the message from Ryan, because I wasn't there at the time or something. We were just in 2 different places, and I got a message from him saying, "Bro, I did it." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Because I thought it was something around a school test or something, or just not. I didn't even think of it. And then when he told me, bro, I was so proud. That was the proud father moment. That sounds a little weird, but some of you guys will get me on this. So anyways, I'm at this party, and Ryan and Stacy, to my knowledge, had been going super strong. They had been doing just fine. They were going hard. They were doing well. Everything was good, to my knowledge. But then again, remember, I don't really see these two a lot together. So all my information on how they're doing is coming directly from Ryan. And unfortunately, as you guys will soon hear a little bit later on in the story, he might not be as accurate as he thought he was. So basically, I got this party. I kind of forget who it's hosted by, but it's hosted by a friend or a mutual friend or something. I'm having a good time. I'm there with there's some other people there I know, so it's a little bit more comfortable than just going with one person, because if you get separated, because if they know other people, it gets a little bit weird, right? But anyways, I know some other people. I'm having a good time. And it looks like Ryan's having a good time. And I know that his girlfriend at the time, Stacy, was there. And I saw them together closer to the start. But it was just kind of it was kind of dawning on me that they just weren't hanging out together. And I kind of went up to Ryan at one point. I'm like, "Yo, is Stacy still here?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's somewhere around here." I was like, "Oh, you guys are not hanging out?" He's like, yeah, I let her hang out with her friends. She lets me hang out with my friends. It's all good, bro." I was like, "Okay." Because, that's fair. You don't need to be around the person all the time, right? Sometimes you got to hang out with the fellas. Sometimes you don't. Yeah, sometimes you hang out with your girlfriend, right? You got to mix it up. And I understand that. And it's not "Oh my God, you're not hanging out with her every second. She's obviously cheating on you." I mean, in this case, it was unlucky, GG unlucky, but in most cases, totally healthy, totally normal. So I didn't even think anything of it. Side note, I've had to take a cough break every 30 seconds. Leave a like in the video to make me feel better. I don't know, maybe it'll do something, so just do that. I gotta take another cough break now. Anyways, so I'm just gonna hang out. All seems well, right? Everything seems pretty normal. I'm having a good time. I'm with Ryan. I'm starting to get to know some people I don't know because they're mutual friends. They either live in a similar area or just friends with my friends. And normally, friends of your friends, you kind of give a little bit of a, you give some assumption that they're decent people, right? So eventually, party goes on, night goes on, and I kind of meet up with Ryan again. I wasn't necessarily looking for him. He wasn't necessarily looking for me. But sometimes you just kind of you kind of wander around talking to people, and you kind of just, I just kind of happen to find Ryan. And he's also not with Stacy, which, remember, is totally normal. It's something I noticed, but it's not something I was alarmed by per se, because, it's natural, it's healthy. If you hang out with someone every second of the day, you're probably going to end up hating them. That's just how life works because we're not perfect. And the more time you spend hanging out with someone, the more you'll realize all the annoying traits you don't like about them, even if they're really likable and you like them a lot. Given enough time, it's not going to be great. Anyway, so Ryan has to go to the bathroom, right? And I kind of have to go to the bathroom too, and I was just kind of like heading in with him. So we, oh, jeez. One like equals one prayer. Anyway, so we're both kind of like heading into the house because that's where the bathroom is, and I think I'm going to like, I don't know, I'm just going to like look around. I'm just going to just keep on it. I'm not going to the bathroom with him. It's not weird like that. I can already hear some of you guys typing on your little stupid iPads, a little dumb comment about that. By the way, I was an iPad kid. I didn't mean to insult iPads. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, deep down in my heart. I just listened back to that recording. My voice sounds so terrible right now. I'm sorry. I'm just going to make it through the story. So anyways, as Ryan. I have to remember the fake name, guys. I'm sorry. A lot of things on my mind. When Ryan and I were heading back into the house, we see Stacy. We see Stacy behind the house. Because, like, we walked in kind of like the back entrance because for some reason we were closer to the back entrance than the front entrance. So we kind of made our way around back to enter the house to the back entrance. And Stacy was behind the house. Just, she's just hanging out, having a good time, admiring nature, admiring the beauty of her surroundings. Just kidding. She was not admiring the beauty of her surroundings. She's admiring the beauty of another human being in a way that one does not do in a closed relationship, if you know what I mean. So she's just making out with some random guy at the party. And in most relationships, that's not a thing that's okay, right? There's some open relationships, which I am surprised work, but it works for some people. I don't think it'll work well for me because I'd be very jealous. But anyways, this was not one of those open relationships. This was a very closed relationship, as most are. So I'm there, and Ryan's there, and she doesn't even notice we're there, right? We're far enough away, and we weren't like talking up a storm, right? We were kind of like, we didn't have anything to say. We're walking inside, and we just kind of like stopped there. And I'm just like, oh my God, why am I in this situation? Because obviously I'm the victim here. I'm the victim in this situation because I have to deal with this nonsense that I'm not even a part of. No, I'm serious. No, but to be serious, I feel bad for Ryan, and I'm also like, this is very awkward. So I kind of look at Ryan, and he's not looking so happy. He's not like crying or anything. He's not blistering in rage, but he kind of has that like blank face that you can tell isn't like lack of emotion. It's kind of like lack of wanting to show any emotion. And he gestures to me, and we head inside, kind of like a little nod inside. And when we get in there, I'm like, dude, and he's like, I know. I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, it's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, he's one of those it is what it is guys. Watch out for those people. Those are the most dangerous people on planet Earth. Anyway, so he goes to the bathroom. I'm standing there like, of course I'm in this situation. Of course I'm in this situation, right? So we walk out. We walk out again, and I'm like, okay, he's totally going to confront her, right? He's just it's going to be awkward. I'm going to be here. And he just walks right by, and I'm going to follow his lead. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to make any noise. I'm just going to do what he does. And we walk by her. She has no idea that her boyfriend of the time, no longer, a little spoiler, the boyfriend of the time walked by twice, and she didn't even know. So we kind of get back to the main part of the party, and I just look at Ryan. I'm like, hey, man, I don't want to press you, and if you don't want to talk about this, like, totally get it. Like, I'm happy just, like, messing around with you, right? But what are you going to do about this? And he was like, you know what? I'm just going to let this party go on, and I want to see if she says anything or anyone else here says anything. I just kind of want to see how this plays out. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, oh, I'm going to break up with her tomorrow, of course. Like, a zero tolerance here. Like, I don't care, right? But I just kind of want to see what goes on. I'm like, okay, Ryan, are you doing all right? He said, yeah, I'm fine. I just want to see if she says anything to me. I want to see what her last words. I want to see if she comes up to me with a straight face. I'm like, okay, Ryan, I'm sorry, bro. Like, this is tough. Like, if you want to just hang out, he's like, yeah, I want to see if she comes up to me and speaks to me as if nothing just happened. I'm really curious. I'm like, okay, bro. I'm sorry. So Stacy just never shows up again in the party. I think she kind of leaves after that. I think she just doesn't want to like see Ryan right after the fact. And I talked to Ryan like a week later, and basically he sent her a text the next day saying, "Yo, I saw what you did. I'm sorry. We're done." And you know that's kind of the end of the story. And it was just like an unfortunate situation. And yeah, if you guys could do me a huge favor, and on screen there are 4 videos / playlists. If you could just watch another one of my videos, it really does help out the channel. Or even consider clicking on the Storytime playlist, which is on screen, because I have a ton of story videos if you want to catch up on some of my old ones. I would really appreciate that. Sub if you're new, and yeah, peace.